Remember to guard your privacy. Welcome to Books We Never Read.
Except for those we have.
I'm Nicole.
I'm Jason.
And this is episode 61, where we'll be discussing Iron Flame. Week 2! That's chapters 20-something through 43.
Which we discovered last night.
I thought I was done at 41, and I yelled, because that's right when something comes out of the box. So before we get started, please make sure this is the video you really mean to be watching, because we talk about the covered portion as if you have also already read up to that point. And we spoil stuff. We talk about everything. So, if you're new with us, please, talk in the comment section. And if you're watching this on the replay, talk in the comment section below the video. I don't know what I'm saying.
You have notes for this.
I know, just not anymore. Just, talk to us. Tell us about what you're thinking as you're reading and your thoughts and your theories and all that stuff. We love it. You can also catch us on Goodreads at Books We Never Read. We're a community in book reads, and Goodreads is what that's called. And we are in a podcast playlist on YouTube Music.
Yep. And before we dive in, we should handle some bookkeeping. We think normally today is the day that we would announce our next book. And what we think we want to do is take a few weeks off of reading for the holidays because people are traveling. And I think we have Christmas and New Year's both on a Sunday this year. I'm not certain about that, but it's close. And so what I think we want to do is finish this book next week. And then maybe do 1 week where we discuss all the light we have not read, God, we just need to start over. Where we discuss all the light we cannot see show, from Netflix, and then we'll announce a book and then keep moving from there. So I think that's probably our plan, and we'll iron that out today.
We'll Iron Flame that out today.
Iron Rain.
Right, so do we think that that's a misinterpretation?
Here we go! Yes.
Okay.
So,
do you know where the Iron Flame's coming from?
Go straight into the book. Yes.
Where do you think it's coming from?
Where do you think it's coming from?
1, 2, 3.
Space.
Andarna!
Oh. Andarna? What does that mean? Why? Why would you think that?
She hasn't revealed her power yet.
You think it's Iron Flames? I mean, okay. I mean, whatever. It's magic. I don't know. No, I also think it's a meteor shower.
Ah.
So, and here's the reason is that whenever they go and look at that ward stone or whatever, she makes a comment about how she doesn't know. She asks if it's onyx or something weird. It's a black stone, and black stones are oftentimes associated with meteorites. And so, an iron rain, we think of meteors as raining down, they are also on fire. So, I have a feeling that the Iron Flame has something to do with meteors.
Meteor.
I'm not sure why. It is possible that what if... we just got to go to bed and restart the whole day. The whole day. It's possible. What if dragons came to this world through meteors?
Meteor.
I know. Through comets. I think that'd be really interesting. In the Godzilla series, that's how Ghidorah gets here, right? He is an alien, really, and he comes sort of as a comet to the planet. So I think that'd be kind of interesting. But also, you'll remember last week I had kind of guessed, what if the whole how to make wards is a blood magic thing, and it is, right? That has been confirmed. But it's not working, right? Something about...
Because there's missing the plus. And what if they're wrong about who the strongest riders are?
Yeah, that was kind of sketchy, right? Just who decides that? Right, you just keep cycling everybody out, right? Okay, you 5 stay there. We'll swap this guy out until we do everybody. It's like code breaking, right? You just gotta take time. Lots of cuts. But something about the 6 and the 1, right? And here's my new theory. There's the 6 who use their blood, and then the 1 who dies.
Oh, no.
And what if it is sort of the soul of the 1 that is protecting that is the ward, right? So again, another allusion to a different series.
Say that again. What if it's the
But
soul of
like the
what?
soul of the one is the ward basically.
Oh no.
So they have this concept sort of in Warhammer 40K where the
Oh
emperor has
no.
died and the emperor is entombed on this golden throne, and he is a ward against the warp, which is sort of like the anti-universe where chaos and demons come from, and he protects humanity from that. And so like what if Violet has to die or somebody has to die?
No. Who would it be? Who's already almost a ward maker?
Mira? Yeah, but I mean, like you'd pick your strongest person. You know, I don't know, maybe Zayden, and the reason I'm picking them is because we have these recovered journals or whatever, right? So I'm
Mm-hmm.
not convinced they're going to make it to the end of this. But anyway, the point being, what if somebody's soul has to become the wards or something like that? Yeah.
Interesting. What if she and her mom have to use their signets together?
Yeah. So that was also something, right? We're learning about how she uses her powers, and she's better in storms and
Mm.
can do it with her hands and all kinds of stuff that like they were kind of holding her back.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
which is interesting.
Um. Yeah, and Darna is protective, so she may end up being the ward soul.
Could
And
be.
we know she can't
Yeah.
carry a rider.
Yeah. It definitely could be a dragon, right? 6 humans, one dragon, or something like that. That makes sense. I hadn't thought of that. I'm into it. I'm into the idea of like somebody having to die to make the magic work.
Speaking of having to die, when we left off, Riddick.
Oh yeah, yeah. He'll be okay, maybe.
Oh.
That chapter went on and on and on, and I wasn't here for it. That is the only part of the story so far where I was just like, I get it. I get it. I get it. They had a heist in this part. That was fun. Whenever they went and stole the.
Oh, the journal.
Yeah, I really enjoyed that part.
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah, it wasn't Riddick. It was no, it was Sawyer.
No,
What?
Riddick is the one who got
Who
stabbed
shot.
with the arrows. Yeah, the trap got him.
Oh, I don't remember.
Yeah, because he put himself. Um. He.
Yeah, I think it was Riddick. I think you're right. It doesn't matter. But yeah.
Yeah. Oh man. Okay. Sorry. So I'm
Yeah.
reading pieces of the chat and getting
Yeah.
super distracted. We need to talk about all of it. Okay.
Yeah.
So yes. So Riddick had really positioned himself in front of those like
Mhm.
hidden shooter thingies when he reached down to grab the
Mhm.
girls and get them brought back up, and so he got shot in the process. And he's like, "I'm fine," but like blood's coming out of his mouth,
Yeah.
and so that's not good.
Never good.
Peggy says that she can't even cope with this. She got all weepy when Liam came back.
Yeah. That part was.
Oof. That was
We're doing
rough.
this. We're starting from the end and we're working our way back, and that's okay.
Oh
Yeah,
man.
that part I really enjoyed that. I'm glad that he came back as a hallucination or whatever. Um,
I mean, that was beautiful,
yeah,
right?
it was
Like,
really nice. Yeah,
man,
but the whole torture thing was a lot.
and very well handled by the author.
Mhm.
We got enough without it being like okay.
Yeah,
Like,
I
move on.
I could like feel it, and like torture scares me. Like I'm not afraid of pain,
Yeah.
but like it not stopping and you can't get out of that situation scares me. It's claustrophobic, right?
Oh, that was terrible.
And that was rough. But she got her, or Varys got his comeuppance, right?
Yeah. Okay, so is Nolan dead?
I don't think he's dead at this time. Zayden said he was gonna kill him.
Because if Nolan is not dead, then is Varys really dead?
Yes,
We brought
because we
back Jack.
watched the light go out of his eyes.
Brought back Jack.
Yeah, but nobody saw him die. Yeah, whatever. He's a nice guy now, kinda. He didn't choose to go with them. He hasn't been mentioned, I don't think, since they called the gathering or whatever, and then left for their new home. Man, God, there's so much to talk about. What a
There's
mess.
so much. Jack didn't come with them
No, I don't think so.
for the rebellion.
Yeah, but it doesn't mention him being. I don't think it mentions him being at the thing at all.
So I wonder where he is. We're gonna see him again.
Yeah. Maybe. Yeah. I don't know.
Man, gold stars to Shelby. She said, wasn't Riddick the one that said something like, "No one's going to die. We're all going to make it," and then
Yeah.
Riddick. He's our like comic relief.
Yeah.
Oh, Shelby. Oh yeah, yeah. These are the points to Shelby. She related it to another book.
Yeah. About Marie Laure's father.
Yeah, coming back to talk her through her trauma.
Somebody Shelby says she wanted Varys to suffer, but really she just wanted him gone. And I always feel bad when I want like somebody just like I don't feel bad about wanting characters to die. I feel bad about wanting characters to kill other characters. But sometimes I'm just like, this is good for you. This is good. Like the whole concept of like Violet watching him so that she could see the light go out of his eyes, so that when the nightmares inevitably come, she would know that he was dead. I was like, that's messed up. I'm here for it. That makes sense. That makes perfect sense to me. But that's crazy.
Core.
But yeah, he's God. He was just like the grossest little character, and
yeah, and I don't understand how no one hadn't killed him. I don't understand how he wasn't already dead.
Yeah.
How someone in leadership wasn't just like, you're too much.
Yeah.
And you need to go.
You know, so several times there was the infantry that tried to kill her. That's whenever Jack Barlow saved her. And there was another time when somebody tried to kill her. That cadet from the first year that killed the wrong girl. Right? Remember that? I think that was last week. But both times there was a message given to her that was, and I had been thinking, and I don't know if I was the only one, that message was basically coming from Varys / Old Man Atos.
Right.
Saying, you know, like, we're coming for you. Secrets die with the one who keeps them or whatever. But then the Venom, or at some point the Venom like used that quote.
Oh, did they?
Yeah, and she was like, "Oh yeah, I've already heard, that's so original. I've heard it already."
Right.
And so I'm not sure what that means. Like,
Atos is working with the Venom?
I don't think he would do that. But like, so, I mean, how did that thing? It seems somehow that they're orchestrating this, right? Or that they are involved somehow. I don't know, but that's kind of how it hit me. Otherwise, he's just like saying the same thing, or he's plucking it out of her mind, right? Like, there's some options there. But
well, and I kind of wondered, like, when she's having the dream about the one in the desert,
yeah,
if he's not really in her head.
Yeah. Well, so that's Peggy just said that she thinks that the sage in her dream is somehow she's connected to him, like Harry Potter and Voldemort.
Right.
And I agree. I definitely think that's happening. He's somehow there.
Yeah.
And can sense her. And I think there was also a comment about her first night in Eritrea or whatever, because she was beyond the wards. He like mentioned that, like, I can get to you easier here than I can over there. But yeah, somehow they're tied together. Also, the Venom made a comment about how whenever he took her, she would be a great prize because she would bring with her a dragon. Do you remember him saying that? The Venom that popped out of the box that she had to fight? He said, "You'll be a great prize because you will bring with you a dragon."
Right.
So, like, what does that mean? Like, are the like Venom aren't born Venom? Like, can you take a rioter and like corrupt them and turn them into something? You know?
Yeah. What else is going on?
I just thought that was kind of an interesting comment. There's no context for it, and then nobody ever asks that question again. But we have Lord Farquaad's journal or whatever. So I don't know his real name.
Oh yeah, I don't either. Farquaad. Do you think Dane's redemption, like what he is it enough?
Yeah. I think he's heading that way. I'm not sure that it's enough yet, and it's unfortunately, whenever you are trying to earn back trust, you must go above and beyond what you think you need to do. You know. And there might be some tension later on down the road where he feels like he's paid up, and they say, "No, you haven't, not yet."
Right.
You know? But I'm glad to see this turn. You know, like he's sort of that like lawful good, right? Like that's what he is, and that can be manipulated because he is following orders, and he's having to choose between his family. You know, it's not just Violet, and Violet's like not really choosing between her family because like her mom is semi cool with it and helping people, and the whole thing about General Sorrengail showed up and told every rider on in the outpost about it, and then said y'all can choose if you want to join the rebellion or not, is super sketch. That makes no sense to me. Sus.
Yeah, and they've even mentioned a couple of times, like, why didn't they put up a fight?
Yeah, but I mean, like she helped Violet, right? Like it's I don't know. She's not the top person, and so maybe she does understand like the top people aren't going to let this happen. So I'm trying to get as many writers over there as I can. I don't know. I don't
Yeah.
know.
Shelby says the venom in the box was a total Game of Thrones White Walker in a box moment.
Yep.
And Shelby says that the Lord Farquaad's name is Warwick.
Yep, that's true. That's true.
Thanks, Shelby.
Yeah.
And Dane's transition was too quick, says Peggy. She didn't love it. Watch him get all up with Kat because he's emotional.
Yeah. Well, I agree. Like, it was really fast, but we have to remember that because the book skims over the fact that he saw like the horror of the first battle with the Wyvern and the Venom and all that. He saw the whole thing. And in the way that that's traumatized Violet, that has to traumatize him because it's his fault.
Right. He sent them to it.
Yeah, he sent them to it. And his father was involved. And so, I mean, when you're a mind reader, I bet your mind changes quickly.
Right.
Like, because you have access to like pure information, I guess. I don't really know.
Yeah. Yeah.
So Shelby's talking about Kat's signet to control people's emotions, and that one's really interesting.
Yeah. To heighten them, right?
Yeah, to heighten them. Yeah. So in Brandon Sanderson's Mistborn, they have people who have those abilities who can increase or dampen emotions, and and you can play people, right? Like she if you did not know that, imagine a world where you didn't know that magic even like existed, and somebody was doing that. Like you would have no defense.
Like, what is wrong with me?
Yeah, that's an incredibly powerful ability.
Yeah. So I panicked a little bit when Vi told Rhiannon and Riddick and Stanley, that's not his name. What's this one?
Sawyer?
I was like, what if their dragons aren't on board?
Yeah.
And they like tell everyone that this is happening.
Yeah.
I was really scared.
So like dragons are supposed to be honorable or whatever. It's interesting to me that different dragons choose differently. That some decided to stay. And I would like to hear the argument from one of those dragons' perspectives. Like, or just Taryn tell us, like, this is why they would stay. I think that'd be interesting.
Yeah. Crazy. Crazy. And, okay, so Viscount had a venom in a box.
Venom in a box.
Tried to kill Violet.
Yep.
Why are we not coming down harder on him? Well, there should not have been terms. There should not have been conditions.
Yeah. Well, this is...
Neither terms nor conditions. You tried to kill Violet, and now I'm hanging you by a shadow.
Yeah.
And just give me the thing, the luminary.
Well, I was thinking about this. I was thinking about that, too, is this is a scenario where they could probably kill that guy and just take it.
Yeah.
And then tell Promeal, well, we killed that guy, and we took his thing. But we did it to help you, and we're still willing to help you. You just have to be cool with us killing that guy. And I feel like they'd be like, all right, sure, right? I don't see why not. Yeah, I don't see why not.
It would have been totally reasonable. That was dumb.
Yeah.
I do not understand why they kept that dude alive.
Well, they could have just accidentally lightninged him at the same. Like, I don't see any problem with that, right? Oops.
Not even oops.
Yeah. The whole concept of that fighting ring being made with stone that already had the magic drained from it is also really interesting.
Yeah, so what does that mean?
I mean, like, because the venom take the magic and it's gone, right, from stuff. And so, like, theoretically, they could drain the whole world and then they just die out.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But, I mean, like, there's... Like, you could probably do some engineering to trick them into going to places where there's no magic or whatever. Maybe that's how they got him in the box in the first place. You know, something like that.
Didn't they say that the Viscount has a pit full of venom?
No, it's that pit.
That is the pit.
They built this pit with stone with no magic in it.
Gotcha.
Yeah, because they knew that it would be a problem for venom. Yeah.
Peggy says cat basically gives everyone PMS. Sad is sadder and mad is madder.
Yep.
Oy. Yeah, he did it for entertainment. Just kill him.
Yeah.
Serena's the air, like her.
Yeah.
Let her reign.
Yeah. He's sketch.
What's a Viscount?
I don't know. We don't have those.
like real life doesn't have those?
No, the
it's
French,
a word that exists.
I think the French have them.
Discount, viscount. I don't know. What is a Viscount though?
I don't know. The whole hierarchy of nobility is bizarre.
I think I learned that word.
Means different things in different places.
Viscount. I think I first read that word reading Star Wars Episode 1, and I definitely... Is there not a Viscount in there?
There might be.
Yeah, it's definitely Viscount.
Yeah, whatever.
Had no clue.
Man, there's just so much going on.
Yeah. Okay, so what does the luminary do?
Somehow it... So this is also something I was thinking about, and it's interesting. The luminary is... They describe it as like a big crystal circle, kind of, I think is the way it was described. But it has something to do with forging weapons and then imbuing those weapons with magic.
So they need that to make more weapons to kill the venom.
Yes. But what's really interesting is that we have this ability to infuse weapons with magic. And the daggers, I'm not counting the daggers. Because in my mind, the daggers could be like a sort of like an allergy. You know, like they kill venom because it is antithesis. It doesn't necessarily have to be magical. It could just be allergic or something, you know. But the box that venom was in is magic.
Mm-hmm.
And ward stones are magic. And then this luminary is magic. But the point being, they have the ability to like put magic into things and for those things to then do something. But we don't see that
Where's it
hardly ever.
from?
No,
Yeah.
we just they don't have other magic items. I think they have like magical pens, right? Like they kind of comment about these pens.
Lesser.
Yeah, but we don't see a
Somethings.
whole lot of like magical items otherwise, and I think that's kind of interesting.
The lights. Mage lights.
That is true. Maybe we are seeing more than I think. Yeah. That's true.
Yeah. Shelby says Bridgerton is all about the titles. Okay, Shelby.
Yeah.
So, what's a Viscount?
I just like
Oh, Shelby says a British nobleman ranking above a baron and below an earl.
the whole thing is crazy.
I don't want to ask it, but I need to ask it. I don't know. Like the Red Baron? Like
I mean,
the Duke of
it's
Earl?
just-
I don't know.
yeah,
What's an earl and what's a
It
baron?
has to do with whether or not you control a county or a duchy or a kingdom or a whatever.
What's a duchy? That word came up too.
So a duchy is a collection. A duke usually controls a duchy. It's a collection of counties. That's what
so it's not a
count
dukedom.
controls.
It's a duchy.
That is well. In some places there are dukedoms,
Oh no!
but they are generally referred to as duchies.
How many duchies
Yep.
make up a dukedom?
No, no, no.
This is the only bad part about listening to an audiobook. When I'm on a Kindle, I can just hard hover on a word and it tells me what it means.
The whole concept of nobility and who gets to feed off of who is just bizarre. So I don't know.
I'll trade you 5 duchies for 1 dukedom.
I don't want to be here anymore.
Golly.
Anyway.
Yeah, so there were runes on the box. There
Yes.
were runes on the box that the venom was in.
Yes. So there's a whole other system of magic that the runes are like are tierish, right? And something about the runes, yeah, there are runes on the box, there's runes on the ward stone, and so there's this other complementary system of magic that they aren't really taught, right? Nobody taught them runes at
And they
SDF.
mentioned that
Yeah.
at this new place, Arisha, that they'll learn about the runes.
Yep.
Yeah. So there's just a whole world of magic being opened up to them. And
But we're learning so much about the world and like the mysteries within it. But what's even more interesting to me is the things that we are still not being told. And it is like, why are we lying? Like they didn't hide all this until about 400 years ago. And General Sorengale says, I try to protect you within like the system that was created for us and that we inherited, or something like that, right? Where she referenced the idea that they were given this
Yeah.
secret. But why is it a secret, and who chose this? For what purpose?
The journal pieces that we're hearing from, like at the beginning of chapters, implies that the sacrifice was so huge, and I assume that means lives, that they had to pick who made it and who didn't, and that it was so devastating. It was just such large amounts, or such,
and that's why
it's secret. They'll lie for it. It's locked down because the cost it took for them to have peace in their little spot was too much. But that's just what I've interpreted.
Yeah. Okay. Interesting.
What's the Settlers of Catan tangent?
Maybe talking about duchies and stuff. I've never actually played. I haven't. I've never played it.
Yeah, I don't know. So what are y'all thinking about the Griffin Riders and the Dragon Riders teaming up and
That's cool.
officially forming a bond together, forming one school?
I mean, it makes sense to me.
The enemy of my enemy is my friend.
Yeah.
The land ownership. That's what the Settlers of Catan thing is about.
Yeah.
Got it. Sorry.
But I think it's cool. It's interesting to learn more about griffins. They seem slightly more peaceful, right? Like nobody dies. They just hop in a river and swim back.
I love that the students were like, oh yeah, so, when we go through, bonding or threshing, yeah, we jump off a cliff and everyone's like, oh. And they're like, so like the body's just washed up, and they're like, we swim and jump again?
Yep.
Or try again, go to a different school. Like, it's stupid that the Basgathians
that
die
part was
constantly.
actually really interesting because there's the writer says we join either the infantry or the artillery, and I want to know more about the artillery quadrant. What is that? What y'all got out there? Yeah. If it's just catapults or something, that's not artillery. But if it's cannons, let's start talking. So.
Yeah, no telling. Maybe griffins like shed their little toenails or something, and so that's their little bullets.
They could just make bullets.
Yeah, I don't know, but magical things.
Because if they have artillery, and we have magical daggers, can we just make magical shrapnel and just start blasting venom? Like
right, yeah.
Right, like this is
create
the dagger
a spray.
The dagger idea is super dumb. Let's just make magical cannonballs and go for it.
Yeah, why is Navarre so happy to kill off riders and potential riders? And maybe that's to do with the dragons.
Yeah, and that definitely seems to be the case. Is that because a lot of the deaths are like the dragons will literally eat people. And there's a difference in like the savagery level between griffins and dragons. And like maybe if you didn't die at parapet, you were just gonna get eaten by a dragon anyway, or something.
Yeah, I don't know.
But yeah, it's weird and wasteful.
Yeah. It really is. I was driving last night and I was listening to the part about the guy who gives Violet the orb to help, rein in her lightning and all that stuff. But while I was driving, there was crazy lightning all over the sky, and it was the kind of like lightning, like that kind of lightning. And I was like, whoa, it's Violet. Anyways, just wanted to share that with y'all. And Darna's wing problem seems more serious than Taryn is letting on, absolutely, because he's lying about it.
Yeah.
Holding it back. Yeah, so... Okay. So Darna didn't develop correctly because she woke up too many times. She stayed awake too long and then woke up too many times.
Yeah. And used her power too hard and as a feather tail or whatever.
Yeah.
And Darna is a really weird character because she's a character that we were like given in the first book that we grew to love, and then they just like took her away and mentioned her sometimes. And that's that's why I think your idea about like what if she has to be sacrificed is interesting, because
that was
okay.
Yeah, that was Shelby, I think.
The idea that we were like made to love her we're like waiting for her to come back, and for her to come back just to be taken away again will be interesting if that is the case.
Yeah, that her whole existence has just been a sacrifice for power.
Yeah.
Yeah, I want to know more about the dragon government.
Mm-hmm.
I want to know more about their rules.
Yeah. Well, and so then there's this mention that because Eritrea or whatever has now had a dragon hatchling in their volcano canyon thing, that it changes the magic and it's now like a hatching ground.
Mm-hmm.
That's interesting too. I don't know if that'll mean something. I think what it means is like the Venom will probably want to go there, right? And that's part of why the dragons all consolidated in the first place. Was rather than having like these magical hatching grounds all over the place,
Mm-hmm.
because I think all the different colors of dragons came from different places originally.
Oh.
They all consolidated at Basquiat, and it just kind of gives like another nexus, but that is outside of the wards for the Venom to try head for.
Right. Oh, goodness. Peggy asks, do you think the elders have told Andarna she can't hold Violet?
Probably not.
Yeah. Yeah, so we're going to be seeing Venom at Arisha very soon. Unless we can get wards up.
Yep. I think so.
Yikes.
Yeah. And then, like, if we can get that ward stone, like, there's this ward stone that doesn't do anything there. But what does that mean about, like, extending the wards onto Peromiel or whatever, right? Like, do we need more stone of that kind? Like, what's... That's the country that all the Griffin Riders come from.
Gotcha. Sorry. While I was reading the book this week, I was like, I have no idea what's going on, but I love it. Like, I don't understand the regions, and I don't understand the war, and I don't understand the magic, and I don't understand any of it, but I love it. It's juicy.
Yeah. So Shelby asked about the wing. The deal with the wing is that whenever a dragon goes into the dreamless sleep or whatever, they develop an extra set of muscles on the wing, and she has the original muscles, but not the bonus muscles.
Yeah, she's got one, but not the other, and so they're hoping that she can strengthen it.
The
to
originals,
be able to,
to be able to do it enough, to fly.
Peggy, there's a map. Oh, Shelby, there's a map.
We're doing this one totally audiobook this time, which is hard for me, but yeah, we'll find a map online.
Yeah. Yeah, it's tough. Oh, man. Okay, so I'm excited to finish the book. When does the next one come out? Can someone Google that real quick? Because it's a problem.
Yeah. Here. So let's blend some genres. What they should do is stop fighting, build a spaceship, choose who's going to live, go up into space, wait for the Venom to suck up all the world's magic, die off, then they come back. Ta-da!
So, is it possible... Okay, where do the dragons get magic from?
We don't know, but there is references to sky magic and like ground magic,
Right?
and that the dragons pull magic from the sky, from the stars, right? See, this is going back to the star theory, right? Like, what if somehow they are related to meteors? Maybe we'll never get told that, but I'm going to choose to believe it.
So, but they are framing magic as an exhaustible resource.
The earth magic is, yes. That's why, well, like, whenever they were fighting the Venom in the first book, like, all the flowers and the grass died because it was, like, sucking that magic out of things.
Gosh, like a Dementor.
Yeah.
Oh, golly. Were y'all surprised that, like, Rhiannon and, not Stanley, and
Sawyer.
Riddick, like, were you surprised that all three of them were like, no, we're in. Let's do this.
No, that made sense to me.
Okay.
Like, whenever they left, they already helped.
Well, no, just like when she first told him about it.
No. They're just like that, you know, and they know her well enough to know that she wouldn't, like, lie to them about it.
Yeah, even though she was kind of starting to turn the friendship by, like,
yeah, but she
avoiding
wouldn't
them.
like just that's a lot to make up.
Yeah,
you know. Yeah. No, I'm not that surprised. And even then, like once Taryn shared the memory, like it was anybody with in their right mind was gonna go help. You know.
Yeah. Goodness. Yeah, Peggy says that. Oh shoot, Peggy says that she wasn't surprised that they knew something was wrong, and Shelby says, "Don't Google it." She saw
Uh-oh.
a spoiler. I'm
Oh
so
no.
sorry. So sorry, Shelby. No
Yeah.
release date has been set for book 3.
Unfortunately, I don't really have any predictions for like where this book is going, other than somebody's gonna die to put up a ward stone. Right. That's where we're going with this blood magic thing. You know, it's but so if to put up a ward stone, you need the blood of the 6 and the 1.
Mm-hmm.
To put up all the ward stones, let's say there's 20 ward stones. What, you kill 20 people? That's not like that's a bad secret. That's not like that terrible a secret in the face of like the threat. You know.
I don't know. The journaling guy, um, I don't know. He just said that it was just like a huge loss.
What happened to the other journal? They had 2.
It got taken by Varish.
Yeah.
And then put back in the, not
Gotcha.
all the way in the vault, but.
Gotcha.
Did the King's Son, he made it over?
Yeah, he went.
Yeah, okay. Just making sure.
Yeah.
Are there other ward stones?
There might be.
Okay. So many questions. Yeah, so okay, hold up. I like finished reading too soon. Like too quickly.
Mm-hmm.
What ended up being the payment for the luminary?
Taking the Griffin Riders.
Oh, that's it?
That's it.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah. Taking the Griffin Riders. And on top of that, they were able to... There's some kind of like crossbows or something that the Griffin Riders have.
Mm-hmm.
And they had to bring those with them. Like
Darn.
On top, the Navarre people definitely... The Navarre people came out on top of this deal. For sure.
Well, I think the Griffin Riders are coming out on top by getting away from...
That's true, too.
Discount, viscount.
Yeah. Auric is cool. He's a cool character. I hope we see him, grow a bit. I hope he becomes king or whatever.
Yeah, well, okay, so just speaking about like where this book is going, right? Or like where the series is going.
Mm-hmm.
Eric's gonna have to face down his dad at some point, right?
Maybe. Yeah.
That's gonna happen. We'll see the big war, right?
Maybe. Yeah.
Yeah, and then like,
Yeah.
Is it a war between 3 groups?
Could be. Yeah. It'll be a war until they can like get control of Navarre, I guess, or something, so that they can unite against the threat. It'll be a 3-way war for a second.
Mm-hmm.
Auric makes such a big deal about Xaden killing his brother, and we know that Auric has at least one more brother that's still alive. It'll be poetic if that the confrontation isn't really between Auric and the king, but between Auric and his remaining brother, and he has to kill that brother, and then he's like, oh, okay, right, like, and then he has to like make his peace with Xaden because of that. That'll be interesting if that happens.
And then he'll be king.
Yeah.
Yeah, Eric is not the heir.
Right.
And yeah.
And
so Eric has to become the heir.
Right, yeah. And it's because he doesn't care about the issues that he will become the heir, right? Like, that's just how these things work,
Well, but that's the thing. Eric does care about the issues. It's the brother who's inheriting that doesn't care about what's going on.
Oh, I mean, yes, you're right. But like, Auric doesn't want to be king, right? He doesn't.
Right.
He doesn't care about the power in being a king or any of that, right? But because he doesn't want it, he will get it, right?
Yeah.
That's what I'm trying to say.
Yeah. Violet's mom is going to need to pick sides. Her power seems really weak at this point. I want to know more about what decisions she really makes.
Yeah. Yeah, she almost at this point seems like a puppet, right? Like she was built up to be this great commander or whatever, but Melgren is her boss, right? Varish is like running around doing whatever he wants to people, She definitely seems like disconnected.
Well, and she's in the grown generation who they have found themselves in more comfortable positions than what else is out there. And so
Right.
they maintain that. And she
Right.
even said, like, I made my choices so that my kids
Mm-hmm.
could be safe. That's why we always see, like, that younger generation doing the rebellions, or, like, in real
Right.
life doing the riots, and really
Right.
trying to seek out justice and stuff like that. The older people feel like they have too much to lose at this point. The world sucks and they hate it, and they cared about justice when they were younger, but they found a way to
Right.
exist that is safe for them.
Yeah. Or it's the older folks who are
Perpetuating it.
well, yeah, and they're sitting on top, and
Mm-hmm.
like, I mean, like, that's happening now, right? Like, young
Right.
people can't afford houses, and
Right.
older people are living longer, so
Mm-hmm.
they're keeping the houses for longer, right? Like, these things, and then there's dominoes from that. Yeah.
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 So very realistic, I think, to the real world.
Sure.
What we're seeing here is, you know, maybe when Violet's mom and dad were younger, they cared about, like, maybe we could make a change here. Maybe we could get into power so that we could be better and make a better world for our kids,
Yeah.
or whatever. But you try so hard, and then you get there, and you did make a little change.
Yeah.
Wasn't enough,
Yeah.
but you feel like your position is secure. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, it's just a really good
Mm-hmm.
story.
Man, I mean, like, it just hits over and over and over.
Yeah.
I've got to cut the grass again, and I'll listen while I'm doing
Can't wait.
it. Yeah.
Nothing makes chores more fun than a good book.
Yeah.
Oh, goodness.
So Peggy and Shelby are sort of talking about, like, the lack of the other quadrants here at Adoratia. They have 3 scribes, they have, like, 1 healer and no infantry, which is kind of funny.
Oh, shoot.
And so,
Yeah.
they really do need more people to do this appropriately. But then Peggy sort of points out, like, well, what if they don't really do, the quadrants anymore? And
Mm-hmm.
that was sort of a point that we made that first in the first book, was like, this is ridiculous that, like, you just have these people whose job it is to, like, read and do history. Like,
Mm-hmm.
why not spread that around a little bit?
Well, because isolating is control. It's a
Correct.
better
Yes.
control of information.
Well, yeah, and so like, having a writer's quadrant makes sense, right? Like, training people to do this
Mm-hmm.
highly specialized skill. Knowing now that there's this giant cover up, having a scribe's quadrant also makes sense. But if we're not trying to hide anything, let's mix it up.
Yeah. I'm glad Jasenia ended up being good.
Yeah, yeah, that was cool.
Yeah. Why can't a scribe smile? They're the monks. They're the religious ones.
Yeah.
Gotta be all serious. Thoughtful.
They kind of mentioned
Controlled.
that they teach them about the cover up, right? They were saying, like, the scribes know about the cover up once they hit, like, a certain rank, and the rank seemed really low. I was just like, that's too many people. I'm not.
Oh, I didn't catch that.
I don't remember exactly what it was, but there was sort of a allusion to that.
Man.
And talking about the scribes, when Violet's mom was like, no, I don't look down on scribes, right? Like, I loved a scribe,
Mm-hmm.
and, like, I think they're great or whatever. Like, that was cool.
Mm.
Yeah. Because she's so cold.
Yeah.
She's so cold. If you haven't watched my short about the mother.
Oh, someone complimented the short earlier.
Oh, did
Yeah. Yeah, it was good.
I mean, it's just, that's how I see her, right? Just
Mm-hmm.
stone cold. Crazy.
Yeah, but I feel like what you said earlier is more accurate. She's just a puppet for all the other pieces and players. I do stand by, though, that, like, marking Xaden, yes, she was responsible for that,
Mm-hmm.
but I feel like that was her way of
Yeah.
trying to save some kids. And it was her journal entry
Yeah.
that said, like, it was wrong for the kids to have to watch their parents be executed and things like that. Like, she has sensible feelings
Yeah.
within her.
It seems like the more I see, the more I start thinking that maybe she's, like, the quiet rebellion from within, right? Like,
Yeah, maybe.
if she wasn't here following these rules but making these tiny changes, then maybe we would have worse. And, like, that's like a tough, like, thing to think about or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And the whole concept of, like, fighting the system from within, you are perpetuating the system,
Yep.
but you're also keeping it from maybe being at its full potential or whatever. Um, I'm thinking now about like I watched Black Klansman 2 or 3 weeks ago, and the main character's girlfriend is talking about the cops and how she doesn't like them, and he says, well, what if somebody's working from within? And she is totally against that idea, but he's there, he is continuing the system, but he's doing something good with it. But he is continuing the system, and but there's value to that, because like it could be somebody else, and by her letting the writers have this choice, and by her saving the marked ones, it's that sort of quiet rebellion.
And you never get to be seen as a hero for that. It just doesn't ever come out, because the actions of the whole, you are implicated within that,
Sure.
and that's all anyone would ever see.
But I mean, she is responsible for them having the vast majority of their experienced writers now. She has done more valued recruitment for the rebellion now than anybody else.
That's true. That's a good point. 2 favorite pieces in here I loved. Violet's mom asking who Xaden killed, and he replies, everyone.
Yeah.
Second one being the joke about the hilt length of the dagger and measurement. They're like, yeah, usually guys won't agree when a girl takes an inch off that measurement. That was funny.
Xaden's just like shortness is one of my favorite. Like, he's not bragging about it. He's not like, I got everybody, right? He's just everyone.
That is the full report.
And you're like, oh, okay.
Yeah, what's up with him marking himself for Violet?
I'm not sure. I think that I got the impression that was like a deal. It is a deal with the mom, right?
Right.
I'm sending Violet in. You're going to do it. I think that like between it means something to those two, right? He bears all the scars for the marked ones. He's now going to like. I want you to bear her scar as well, and it's a sign of commitment. I mean, it's like wearing like a ring or some other form of commitment.
Crazy.
But it means something to those two specifically. And it also, I think there was mention that it might have been like a tierish custom or something at some point. I might be making that up. But...
No, Peggy's saying that it's a custom.
Yeah.
So, yeah. This book club really helps me. Because I can't follow anything happening in these books, but y'all really understand all the pieces, and you.
I feel like this episode of our show was a particular mess, but it was a mess that I needed.
What a mess. We went in order, just backwards.
I'm not sure if we did any of those things.
It's fine.
Yeah.
It's fine.
Well, do you have any other things you'd like to discuss? Or?
We hit all of my little points. Oh, wait, I had one more. Okay. I know one of y'all are going to know. What sound are they saying griffins make?
Okay, we were talking about this earlier.
I can't remember, but it was cute. So, like, dragons chuff and griffins chortle?
We were thinking chortle, but I don't think that's the right word.
Chortle's a laugh.
Yeah.
And I even tried to Google it, and I accidentally saw something I wasn't supposed to see. So.
Oh, no.
I'm just kidding. It's okay. I mean, kind of. Chortle. Okay. So they chortle. Okay.
That's just like a... that's what a chortle is.
I think it's so cute. Yeah. So I think this is why I really like this series so much, is I just love the dragons.
Yeah.
And I love the little griffins. And I love all these little chin scratchums. And I love...
Can we talk about how hype I am that this is definitely, unquestionably, someday going to be a movie or a TV show?
Yeah, I can't wait.
And it's gonna be fire.
I hope.
It doesn't matter. It's so good.
You can't mess this
up. It doesn't matter. They could be like, you know what? Let's take it to 75%. It's gonna be fantastic. It just hits and hits and hits. It's gonna be, and like there's no fluff, right? Like so for example, I said that I felt like the chapter of them like walking up the hill that took forever. It is 42 minutes on Audible. That's a long time to be hiking up a hill, right?
That's a mountain, boo.
I get it. But like...
It's a mountain with death traps.
And like we were talking to each other and we learned a lot of things. I'm not disagreeing with all that. But like, but my point being is this book is like really slim. There's not a whole lot of just like nonsense. The learning about the world usually happens in some kind of action sequence. There's not the only exposition we ever had where I felt like somebody info dumped on me was Violet quoting books when she was crossing the parapet, right? I really hated that part.
Every time she does that, I'm like, oh, Jason, go get me
I
in.
really hated that part. But like when you make a TV show out of a book, you tend to combine characters and you cut out scenes and all that. And like this was made for TV. It's ready to go.
No, Shelby brings up spice level might become an issue if they cast the wrong folks. She said if they don't cast the right Zayden, this spice level ain't gonna be where it's supposed to be.
That's a lot to live up to, right? If you get cast as Zayden, you're like set for life, right? Like I'm the guy.
Yeah.
That's interesting. Who do we want Zayden to be?
Yeah, who y'all want Zayden to be?
Who do you want Zayden to be?
I don't know any like young hot actors.
Old hot actors. Sir Patrick Stewart. I know you. I know you.
But like thinking about him in this role is like so weird. Oh, the guy from Wheel of Time season 2.
Which season?
Which guy?
Oh, the guy that plays
the bad guy?
No, the guy that got replaced. Is that who you're talking to? You're talking about? Well, because season 2
friend
they replaced.
what
was that guy's name?
Yeah,
they did
the
replace
friend
him.
that the dark side friend.
Yeah.
Oh no! Or the Mora's guy.
What?
I don't know. Is that not her name? Mora.
Moraine.
Moraine. I can
The
not
Asian
remember names. Yeah, he could be. I don't know.
I'm into that.
I feel like they're all too old though. He's dark.
So in my mind, like, and this is just because somebody mentioned Bridgerton, but it's the guy from Bridgerton, right? That's who they pick.
The main guy, yeah.
Like in my mind,
Well,
that's just,
he's like the spice level.
He
like indicator now, right?
Yeah, he's like done the thing.
Yeah.
That's kind of.
He has proved himself spicy.
Yeah, the guy that had the curly hair and then cut it.
Golly, I just don't know who you're talking about. I watched all of that too.
Yeah, I mean, so there's Rand cuts his hair, but.
Ooh. Please don't put Rand. Sorry,
Yeah, like...
sorry, Mr. Actor who is Rand. You are
don't matter. Yeah.
You are a fine-looking human. Ain't nothing wrong with you. Peggy hiked for 17 minutes today.
Nice.
Or did her hiking in 17 minutes just to get home. She has to walk uphill both ways to get to work. Who are you picking?
I don't know.
For Zayden.
I don't know. I'll think about it.
Zac Efron.
he doesn't quite hit right. He can take his body and CGI somebody's face onto him, right? Yeah, I don't know. But I also don't know young actors' names.
I know we've aged out.
Yeah, I'm no longer young and hip.
Yeah,
I'm heading to Sir Patrick Stewart levels.
Zendaya could be Violet. Yeah, why not?
That'd be fun.
Yeah.
Yeah. We'll do our whole casting. It's fine.
Let's just put all of the Dune characters into.
Yeah, whatever.
Yeah, they're all beautiful people.
The guy who plays Beast Ravan would be a fantastic bad guy. He's like the big Harkonnen, like the guy who actually like talks and does stuff. Not the Baron, but
yeah,
like the warrior.
Right.
One.
Yes.
Yeah, he'd be great.
Yeah. Yeah. And all the light girl could be Violet.
Yeah.
Have y'all already started watching All the Light We Cannot See? We have not started watching it yet, but we will.
Yeah. All right, but we need to.
Oh, is it time to go? Oh, it's time to go.
Yep.
Sorry.
Nope, that's okay. So yes, so we're finishing this book next week. It's from chapter 44 until the end of the book. We will meet up next Sunday to discuss, and then as of right now, we are not announcing another book because we will put out some day that we will do a discussion of the Netflix show, and I mean it's a grand total of 3 hours, so watch it as you will, and then
that's it.
That's it.
Oh wow! All right, Peggy started it.
Cool. All right. Well, I thank everybody for being here. This was fun, and I hope you all have a good week of reading.
Happy reading.
See you next time. Bye.